Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break the keys, spread your toxicity, your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it through. Enough to go insane, living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I brush you off? Is it your lack of friends? We never met, even if you pretend. Am I in your debt? I don't owe you nothing. Don't say something you'll regret. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, life's telling you, don't waste it on me. Rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, life's telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Life's telling you, don't waste it on me. What you think about when you're born into a fire? But let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To play, haters face the world.
Welcome to the Throttle Up Racing Network. Tonight we're at Kansas. We've got just a couple of races left in the chase. Currently at the top of the board, your point leader Blake Giglio, fastest in practice, second quickest Bill Stringfellow in the 83, John McMillan Jr. the 51, third quickest, Justin Lumpkin and Andrew Rattell round out your top 5 quickest cars here today in practice. And as we take a look at the points presented by Sim Racer Hub, Blake Giglio up 26 points over John McMillan Jr., 20 more back to Bill Stringfellow. That puts him 46 points out of the point lead. Ronnie Osmer in fourth, 59 out, 13 behind Bill Stringfellow. And Justin Lumpkin in the fifth spot, 81 out, 22 behind Ronnie Osmer. We're getting ready to go into qualifying. Justin Lumpkin, Dylan Falovich, Mark True, Joey Doucette, Jamie Dunning, and Jonathan Cogswell round out your top 10 in the chase with just 3 races remaining. We're looking for who's going to be out there on the track first. Bill Stringfellow. He rolls out on track. Mark True getting up to speed. Tyler Humphrey already out on the backstretch. Here comes Jonathan Cogswell rolling out of the pit lane. Matt Goodell, the 38, already getting up to speed. About to start his first lap. We're racing for the 0X Designs Pole Award. You need an iRacing paint, make sure you check out Justin Lumpkin and 0X Designs. He's painted several cars in the race tonight, and he does a fantastic job. First across the line, Matt Goodell and Tyler Humphrey in the 94. 1/10 slower than Goodell. Stringfellow on the high line. Mark True will now move to the top spot. McMillan Sr. in fourth. Cogswell moves up to second with almost a tie for the pole. Stringfellow 3/10 off on his first lap. Matthew Prentice is out there as well. Tyler Humphrey to the pole. That number 94. The guys who are quickest in practice, Bill Stringfellow first to make a qualifying lap. Andrew Rattell moves up to second quickest. Stringfellow up to the top spot. Humphrey second, Rattell still third. Jamie Dunning's now pulling out of the pit lane. Jason Clark out there as well. Kyle Adcock ninth quickest. Prentice moves up to fifth. We'll see where Jamie Dunning can qualify here today. Kansas Speedway. Dylan Falovich out on the track. He's getting up to speed. Oh, touched the wall there for Jamie Dunning. This lap may not count. If he did contact the wall, got sideways out of the corner. That lap did not count for Jamie Dunning. John McMillan Jr. He runs 3/10 off on his first lap. Dunning should be the next across the line. That time, 9th quickest for Jamie Dunning. McMillan Jr. next across the line. 3rd in points. Today he'll move up to 2nd quickest. Justin Lumpkin. That's 0X Designs. Darren's nail gun repair machine. Silver Cars repping that color pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Palovich 11th quickest. Blake Giglio was fastest in practice. He rolls out for his qualifying lap. Justin Lumpkin, 13th quickest, trying to get a little faster next time. Lumpkin on the second lap, 7th quickest for Justin Lumpkin, 5th in points. Dylan Falovich back out to get 12th quickest. Blake Giglio will now move into the 12th spot and bump Dylan Falovich down a spot. Giglio ends up 3rd quickest. Falovich trying. He's going to stay 13th. Giglio will qualify 3rd. Bill Stringfellow is going to be our pole sitter unless one of these last couple of guys can come up and get it, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Right now, Bill Stringfellow on the pole. Just a couple minutes to go. Let's see if we can. See if we can get a word with our current pole sitter, Bill Stringfellow. Hey, Bill, this is Cody in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
How's it going?
Going good, man. You're out there. Get the fastest lap here in qualifying. You had, I think, the 2nd fastest in practice, and you were right there with McMillan and Giglio, and they're right there with you in qualifying here. You were fast here in the spring. Do you think you've got what it takes to get it done here on the long runs?
Oh, so I actually enjoy racing at this track. It's pretty fun. You can make moves down low for a little while, and then you got to ride the wall for most of it. And the high line has so much momentum. It's a lot of fun to run up there if you can run the line right and not get in the wall.
Who do you think your biggest competitor is here today? I think McMillan and Giglio, like I said, they're keeping right with you on speed. Not sure what they have on the long runs typically, but short run, they're definitely fast.
Yeah. The most important thing is just going to be to save your tires at first, early in the run. I think we're going to have some decent green flag runs today. At least I'm hoping to. If they get around me, then I hope that they go up there and race each other pretty hard and burn their tires up, and I can just save mine a little. But yeah, it's definitely going to be McMillan Jr., Blake Giglio, and Ronnie Osmer. Those are the 3 that you got to watch out for.
All right. Well, great job. Fast car. Got a minute left in qualifying. Don't know if Ronnie's going to be able to take a lap, but we're going to go ahead and call you our Zero X Designs Pole Award winner today, Bill.
All right, thank you. It's fun. Hope to talk to you after the race.
Absolutely. Hope to talk to you in that top 3 interview.
Yep.
That was our pole sitter, Bill Stringfellow. We'll see if Ronnie Osmer is able to make a lap, but we are down to the final minute of qualifying. While we wait to go to grid, we'll take one more look at the points. Once again, Blake Giglio, he qualifies in the 3rd position. John McMillan Jr., second in points. He qualifies second. Third in points, Bill Stringfellow. He qualifies on the pole. So top 3 in points, top 3 qualifiers, and top 3 in practice. So no surprise there. Ronnie Osmer just got logged in. Not going to be able to make a lap as we are getting ready to go grid. And Justin Lumpkin, he'll qualify in the 8th position. Get ready to go through the grid. Waiting on our pole sitter to grid in. 150 laps today. There is your pole award winner, the Zero X Designs pole award winner, Bill Stringfellow. He'll roll off from the first starting spot. On the outside pole, John McMillan Jr. trying to run down Blake Giglio for the championship. And there's Blake Giglio starting in the 3rd position in the number 16. Tyler Humphrey going to start in 4th in the number 94. Andrew Rattel in the number 5. He'll start in the 5th starting spot. Mark True in the 73. He'll start 6th. In the 15, Matthew Prentice. He's going to start 7th position. Justin Lumpkin in the number 4. He'll roll off 8th spot. Magadell in the number 38. He'll start in 9th position. John McMillan Sr., he'll round out our top 10 in the number 75. Jonathan Cogswell, the number 27, he'll start 11th. Jamie Dunning, he starts 12th in the number 13. Dylan Falovich, he starts 13th in the number 12. Kyle Adcock in the number 9, he'll roll off 14th spot. Jason Clark in the number 19, he'll start 15th. Casey Herring in the 2. He's going to roll off 16th tonight. And then we've got Ronnie Osmer in 18th. Still yet to get into the session. Going to have just a second left to get in. He's going to have to start from the pits now. Joey Doucette, he'll roll off 17th now. And Kevin Franks, it will be at 18th. Like I said, Ronnie Osmer going to have to start from the pits. So a long way to go for the 55. Take a look at today's race info. The Southern Excitement Racing League Cup Series, 79 degrees the air temp. Track temp is 87 degrees around this 1.53 mile speedway. Should be a lot of grip for these race cars as we get going. About to go green. Bill Stringfellow will lead us off. Pace car in. Green flag here at Kansas. Bill Stringfellow with a great start. Giglio trying to get to the inside of McMillan Jr., trying to get by. These guys are side by side. Here comes Tyler Humphrey in the 94 to the inside of McMillan, gets a side draft, moves down to the grass. Tyler now looking to the inside of Blake Giglio, not quite there. McMillan Jr. will slip back to fourth. Mark True now working the high lane. Three Dairy Queen cars right here together. John McMillan Jr. in the fifth spot still, even though Mark True's got around him. Still can't quite hold him off. The battle for the lead, the 83 and the 16. Stringfellow on the high lane, Giglio down low. Close one right there. Stringfellow leads the lap. Bill trying to work the outside, trying to keep Giglio from clearing him off the corner. That time, Blake's going to have enough to get by. Stringfellow moves to the inside. Now the 83 will move up in front of the 16. Stringfellow leads another one. These guys racing hard side by side. Tyler Humphrey starting to close in a little bit in third spot. Ronnie Osmer, who had to start from the pits. He is one lap down, did not get into the session in time. But he's trying to keep from going 2 laps down. But a caution right now would put him back on the lead lap with the lucky dog. Stringfellow able to hold off Giglio for another lap. He'll stay on the high lane. Giglio down to the white line of the bottom. Tyler Humphrey's there. Can he make a move on these guys to try and get to the lead? Tyler Humphrey to the bottom. Stringfellow able to really enter that outside lane a little better than Giglio. Mark True starting to reel these guys in racing. He's there in 4th spot. Stringfellow continues to lead. Blake Giglio not quite close enough to attack, but he's going to send it in turn 1 and get to the side of the 83. The 83 momentum off the corner, running the high lane. That time, Giglio out front. Stringfellow trying to stay up next to the quarter panel of the 16. Tyler Humphrey thought about moving up there, couldn't get there in time. The 16 will slip up into 2nd spot. Further back in the field, chaos. The 12 of Falovich currently in 11th. He's moving to the outside of Cogswell, trying to get into the top 10. And today the stage will be on lap 65. So that'll be pretty close to the end of a fuel run. Lap 65 for the stage. Everybody running that high lane. Falovich will move in to the top 10. Casey Herring, he's moving his way forward up to 8th. He's gained 8 spots from the green flag. Working the inside of Matthew Prentice for the 7th position. Herring on the low lane, trying to get by the 15, goes up for a side draft right on the door of the Matthew Prentice, number 15 Ford Mustang. Sends it in, a slide job off the corner. Herring now up to the 7th spot as he's running down the 5 of Rattel now to try and get to 6th. Cogswell looking to the inside of the 12 of Falovich. This the battle for 10th. Adcock into the wall. Loses a lot of momentum. Currently the fastest car on the track is Ronnie Osmer. But he is a lap down, trying to keep from going 2 laps down. In desperate need of a caution. Top 5 all on your screen. Stringfellow out front. Giglio having a ride right behind him. Hadn't been able to make the pass. Giglio back on the attack. Mark True trying to pass John McMillan Jr. for 4th. High lane right now carrying the momentum. It's the strong lane, the preferred lane to be in. Giglio, the nose out front. Can he hold it? Slide job, the 83. A Stringfellow tags the 16. Giglio goes sideways. So Giglio is going to drop to 9th, 10th now, 11th. And major rear end damage for the 16 of Blake Giglio. We take another look at that. The 16 gets loose, the 83 with nowhere to go on the break, but tags the 16. And right there, probably some net code, but that's where the 16 and the 94, where the 16 gets that damage on the rear. And he fades way to the back. Giglio now back in 13th. And as our point leader, he's going to have to try and do what he can to make some of these positions back, to not lose all these points, because with McMillan in second, that's 9 points. I know he's got a 26-point lead. But with three races to go, losing 9 points in one stage would be a big deal. And if McMillan can win the stage and then win this race, Giglio trying to make time back, a drop back to 14th, already back up to 12th. Still got 40 laps to the end of the stage, so he's got time, as he was the second quickest, or probably the quickest car on the track. He's got a lot of ground to make up. Stringfellow out front, he and McMillan Jr. trying to gain as many points as they can on Giglio. Here comes McMillan now to the inside. Stringfellow with the run off. And everybody is catching back up to our leader, Bill Stringfellow. That little checkup between he and the 16 has caused the top 8 to reel him in. And here comes Casey Herring. He's gained 11 spots. He's up to 5th. Mark True trying to make a move on Tyler Humphrey. Action all over the top 5 right now. McMillan making a move on the 83 for the race lead. Stringfellow continuing to get these big runs off the corner. Oh, Herring with a big run. '94 sideways. Oh, the 2 and the 73 almost touch. Casey will have to get back in it. Mark True side by side with a 94 for 3rd place. McMillan trying again to get around Stringfellow. McMillan being very aggressive. Casey Herring able to get around Mark True for fourth. That time McMillan's will lead the lap. Can he get around Stringfellow? Tyler Humphrey keeps running that outside lane, waiting for someone to make a mistake. From the Tyler Humphrey machine in third position, watching our two leaders race for the lead. McMillan trying his best. Stringfellow gets such a run on exit. McMillan burning his tires up on the low lane to try to get by. Blake Giglio back here behind cars that are side by side. He has caught the next group. He could get 3 or 4 points right here as he is in 11th. Everyone in front of him is a point at the stage. Be one less point that he loses to McMillan and Stringfellow as he has really caught a gaggle of cars. Navigating through will be difficult. McMillan Jr. fades. Tyler Humphrey right behind him. Stringfellow able to get a little bit of a gap. Giglio with a run through that corner. He'll get to the inside of Falovich. Joey Doucette trying to follow him through. The Giglio back into the top 10. Picking him off one by one. He's still got 30 laps to the end of the stage. A good run through the corner there for Giglio. He gets to the outside of Justin Lumpkin, and now he'll move back into the 9th spot. McMillan Jr. has caught our leader once again, trying to go back on the attack down the front stretch. Jamie Dunning, our first taker on pit lane, coming down to get another set of tires. Blake now looking to the outside of Jonathan Cogswell, trying to carry the momentum through the corner. Matt Goodell trying to move to the inside of Andrew Rattel. Giglio with a run. Cogswell has to let him have it. McMillan Jr. on the attack again. Stringfellow continuing to hold him off. We are 40 laps into a green flag run. McMillan back to the bottom, Stringfellow up high. These guys' lap times almost identical. That time, Bill Stringfellow a 32.64, John McMillan Jr. a 32.63, Tyler Humphrey a 32.64. Top three almost identical on lap times. Giglio now up to 8th, trying to work on the 38 of Matt Goodell for 7th. Giglio with a good run down on the bottom. Goodell will make his move down to the inside now with a crossover move. Giglio going to try and hang on the outside. Oh, a little loose for the 16, but he's able to keep his foot in it, keep the momentum moving forward. Casey Herring trying to get around Tyler Humphrey for 3rd. Herring has gained 12 positions from the start, and he is moving up, trying to get the lead, but he's got to get around Tyler Humphrey first. Here comes Jamie Dunning to see how much of a difference that tires make, because he's going to try and make it 3 wide here maybe. And he will try to split these guys up the middle. Now he'll go to the inside. Oh, these guys touch on the outside. Dunning down low. Oh, Herring bumps Humphrey. There they go. No caution as the 94 and the 73 are able to continue on. Damage, though. And that helps Blake Giglio back up to 5th spot. 3 wide behind him. Let's take another look. As this started on the backstretch between these two. The 94 off the corner. Not sure if he was a little loose or what, but comes down into the door of the 2. And into the next corner. The 2 right on the bumper of the 94. Humphrey not able to keep as much momentum as Herring. A couple of bumps for the 94, and the 94 goes around. Casey able to get by without damage. Bill Stringfellow and John McMillan Jr. still battling. McMillan back down to the low side. "50 laps in, 1/3 of the way through. Stringfellow has led almost every lap. But that caused a big gap between the top two and third. Casey Herring leading this group. Blake Giglio has now moved his way up to fourth, as there goes John McMillan Jr. Casey Herring's in. Dylan Falovich, someone hit the cone. And Lumpkin, Justin Lumpkin hits the cone. That's probably going to be a penalty. We've seen that not be a penalty before, but most likely will be a pit entry penalty for the 4. Next lap, Bill Stringfellow in the pit lane. Blake Giglio comes down. Andrew Rattell down the pit lane as well. Goodell trying to stay out and lead a lap. A lot of right front damage on that 73 car from that incident with the 2 and the 94. Matt Goodell is our leader. Out of the pit lane, though. There's Stringfellow. Here's John McMillan Jr. on the high lane with the momentum. And McMillan going to drive right by on the bottom. Now Mark True in the pit lane. Goodell stays out another lap. Cogswell, Doucette, Adcock, Franks, and Jason Clark all still out on the speedway. And they're on the lead lap. Everyone else a lap down. There's your leader going into 3. Here comes John McMillan Jr. as these guys are trying to get their lap back, hoping that there's not a caution. Stringfellow has caught the 51, trying to use this traffic to his advantage. McMillan willing to push a little harder here as he is trying to get the stage win. Blake Giglio sits in 3rd, so he's going to gain a couple of points if he can hold off Stringfellow for 10 more laps. Matt Goodell still out there running. Hoping for a caution. Doucette right behind in the 22. And there comes the 51 of McMillan. The 83 of Stringfellow. You can see just how much faster our 2 leaders are that are pitted. Stringfellow with a nose to the inside of the 51. And he looks low. Oh, he in the 38. And the 51 just sends the 83 around. The 83 was going to use the 38 as a pick. The 51 just comes down and takes out the 83. And the 38, who was our leader. So you see, just comes down. The 83 holds his lane. The 38's holding his lane. The 51 just right into the side of the 83, wrecks all three of them. Actually, the 51 able to get through, but that's going to be a penalty. The top three pit, and the thing is that 83 was still a lap down. Some of these guys going to choose to come in and pit. 83's got to come in and get his damage assessed. A lot of rear end damage. Some right front damage for the 83. And he's going to be a lap down. So the 83 will take his fast repair. So Bill Stringfield will be back in 14th, one lap down. Doucette will be our leader. Kevin Frank second. Matt Goodell in third. McMillan Jr. will get the wave. All these cars will be back on the lead lap, but they'll be at the tail end of the lead lap. Green flag on the speedway. So Doucette will be out front. Giglio is in 5th. And with that penalty for McMillan Jr., he drops back to 12th. He did get back on the lead lap, though. But him spinning the 83 is going to cost him probably 6 points on Giglio. Giglio working his way forward. Had to get around a couple of lap cars to try and get to the front. Joey Doucette still out front. Magadale second. Kevin Franks in third. And there's the 83. He's trying to get around Doucette to get his lap back. He's first car lap down right now. Kevin Franks having a good run as we're coming down to the white flag on the stage. And Joey Doucette out in the lead. White flag. Doucette and Goodell, those are the two that are racing for the lead. Stringfellow unlapping himself in front of these guys. And that's the end of the stage. Joey Doucette, a stage winner. Unofficial stage results. Doucette first, Goodell second, Giglio third, Franks fourth, Rattel fifth, Falovich sixth, True seventh, Humphrey in eighth, McMillan Jr. ninth, and Herring in 10th. And through all of that, with McMillan Jr. was going to gain at least 1, if not 2 points on Giglio. Instead, he's going to lose 6 points on Giglio. So now he's over 30 points out of the point lead. Joey Doucette wins the stage. And through all of that, Blake Giglio still has not used his fast repair. Still has a hot rod. Running third. The 94 Tyler Humphrey sitting in the 10th spot. He was fast early, but now that he's back in traffic, he and the two had some contact earlier. We'll see if they get back together. McMillan Jr. trying to move his way back forward, but he's stuck in 10th. McMillan back up to 9th. McMillan Jr. back up to 9th. Casey Herring will drop back to 11th. Kyle Adcock moves by on the inside. Can he get around? Up front, Joey Doucette continues to lead. Matt Goodell in second. Blake trying to run these guys down. As we are almost to halfway. Kevin Franks is up there in the top 4. Joey Doucette's gained 18 positions from the green flag. A big mover. Stage winner trying to get a great finish here and move his way up in the points a little bit. Still chaos back here in this pack of cars. Oh, a 2 into the outside wall. Goes sideways, a lot of contact, and that's going to slow him way down. And a lot of damage to the 2 as he gets up into that outside wall on corner exit. Trying to get back up to speed, but not sure he's going to be able to get up to full speed. Cogswell and Falovich battling for 6th position. McMillan Jr. trying to make his way back up through the field. Cogswell will get by as now he's working on the 15. Apprentice actually a lap down in 16th position. The next car up is Andrew Rattell up here on the 5. Giglio a little sideways. Kevin Frank's going to work the low line. You see Ronnie Osmer, he's been a couple laps down for a lot of this race. He's trying to work his way back up around the 22. He's trying to work back. Joey Doucette is out to over a 1 second lead. Matt Goodell running in 2nd spot. And these guys are 3 seconds ahead of Kevin Franks now. He and Blake Giglio side by side, door to door off the corner. McMillan Jr. working on the 12 now to try and get back up to 7th spot. Cogswell has run down the 5 of Andrew Rattel. He's going to move it to the inside. These two are teammates. Andrew Rattel is in 5th spot. Cogswell trying to get a top 5. So Cogswell now up into the top 5. Giglio's been able to get around the 98. Caution. And someone around on the backstretch. 75 back there. The 19 goes around. Let's go back and see if we can figure out what happened here. Looks like the 19 gets loose. Just gets loose off the corner. Not sure that he and the 12 made contact until right there. But Falovich, a lot of front end damage. Almost flips. The 9 also involved. Oh, there may have been contact. Ooh, that may have been netcode. Not sure. The 19 definitely got loose, and the 12 got a big run. Trying to take a look from the 12. Yeah, there may have been, but that was some net code as well. That one's a close one. The 3 cars heavily damaged. Now as we look, everyone in the pit lane. Joey Doucette still your leader, 84 laps in. Blake Giglio comes out of the pit lane in 2nd. Matt Goodell in 3rd. Jonathan Cogswell 4th spot. Kevin Franks holds on to the top 5. 6th spot, Dylan Falovich come in, took his fast repair. He gets back out in 6th. John McMillan Jr.'s move up to 7th spot. Tyler Humphrey in 8th. Matthew Prentice, he's going to drop back as he took a wave around or a free pass there. Andrew Rattel and Bill Stringfellow out of the pit lane. John McMillan Sr., Mark True, Casey Herring back in 14th. Still with some right side damage. See a little bit of right front damage on the bottom right side of the screen. But Joey Doucette chooses to come in and top off with fuel from the lead. Blake Giglio out front now. Light still on the pace car. Osmer will get a lap back. That'll put him 1 lap down. So Giglio will be the control car. He's back out to the lead. Second in points, McMillan 6th. Third in points, Stringfellow in 9th. So Giglio looking to rack up some more points today. We come down to the green flag. Green flag. There goes one around the 9. He's sideways. Caution on the speedway. 51 around. John McMillan Jr. Let's see if we can see what happened. The 51 right down into the door of the 83. And the 51 down into the door of the 83. Yeah, the 51 entered the corner just a little earlier than the 83. 83 did not come up. That's on the 51 of McMillan down into the 83. I mean, you be the judge on that one. The 51 definitely comes down into the 83. You just can't come down into the corner when there's a car there. It's Cogswell out front, Matt Goodell in second. Stringfellow moves up to third spot through all that. So we are 2 by 2, getting ready to go. Green flag again. Still 2 by 2 as we wait for some of these guys to get caught back up. Green flag, Jonathan Cogswell, 92 of 150. Stringfellow moves up to second. Matt Goodell in third, trying to attack. Stringfellow has been very fast. Goodell in third. Tyler Humphreys made his way back up to the fourth position. Mark True trying to move his way back forward. Blake Giglio's in sixth. Andrew Rattel up to the seventh spot. Matthew Prentice in eighth. Kevin Franks ninth. Kyle Adcock with a top 10 right now. A big group back here. We know Joey Doucette, he had came in and topped off. Doucette, 13th, trying to get around Falovich. Bill Stringfellow makes his move to the lead. Jonathan Cogswell has moved back to second spot, having a good run today. Tyler Humphrey is on the move up to third. Giglio making the move to the inside. Giglio trying to move forward, can't get around these cars. It's hard to pass on the inside lane. Trying to keep the momentum up on the outside. Stringfellow out front, continuing to get ahead. Giglio loose off the corner. Tries to get to the inside of the 94. Not quite there. That time Giglio gets loose and the 5's going to get under him. Rattel now trying to get around the 16. Rattel trying to make the move, but can't get there as Blake loose on these older tires. Cogswell holding off Humphrey to the high lane. He's going to get the momentum off the corner. Right to the bumper. Cogswell now gets passed by Humphrey. Humphrey now on the move. Can he catch Stringfellow? Humphrey on the move. Several guys have gotten by Giglio. He's just trying to hold on to what he can. Now he's trying to work his way back around the 73. Giglio can't quite make a move forward. Tyler Humphrey, though, reeling in Stringfellow. Can Humphrey reel him in? Tyler Humphrey reeling in Stringfellow, but we know Stringfellow's very good at holding the outside line. It's hard to pass on the inside. And they're both pulling away from third, fourth, and fifth right behind them. And these guys that have pitted 29 laps ago, they're going to be close on fuel if it goes green to the end. And with the 83 and the 94 racing so hard, they're going to be using more fuels. There goes Tyler Humphrey putting the moves on Stringfellow. 94 to the inside. New leader, Tyler Humphrey. And the 94, so I said it was hard to pass on the bottom lane. Boy, did he prove me wrong. Drives right around Stringfellow. I think Stringfellow may be saving fuel. Tyler Humphrey out front. He's got the top five all right together. Stringfellow may be trying to get a draft off the 94. Trying to save as much fuel as he can. It's going to come right down to it. It's going to be close. Those two so close to the wall through the corner. Andrew Rattel moves to the inside of the 83, gets a big run as he's able to clear the 83. Rattel on the move. He's trying to catch Humphrey. We see Stringfellow continuing to fall back. Humphrey still out front, 30 laps to go. Take a look at the pit strategy. Rattel has 6 laps more fuel than Humphrey. Andrew Rattel maintaining the gap, not really able to close in on Humphrey. There goes Mark True into the pits. He was not able to make it to the end either. Stringfellow still in 4th. Rattel and Cogswell battling out for 2nd. Humphrey actually pulling away 7/10 now. A 2nd and 3rd are battling for position. Matt Goodale now working the inside of Bill Stringfellow. Tyler Humphrey now 1.3 seconds. He is gapping the field. Humphrey continuing to gap the field, but I think everyone behind him may be saving fuel. I'm not sure Humphrey's going to be able to make it to the end. Rattel with 6 laps more on fuel. Humphrey out to a big lead. Stringfellow trying to hold on to the 3rd spot. Matt Goodell continually running on the inside. Caution flag. We'll see if we can figure out what happened. Not sure there. Not really sure what happened. Oh, the 22 and the 12 get together. They're trying to go 3 wide there. The 12 down to the inside of the 15. The 22 sends it right in there. The 12 right up against the 15. 22 right up in to the quarter panel of the 12. And that's where the caution happened. 12 hard into the outside wall. So everybody down the pit lane, all that talk about fuel is now over. Tyler Humphrey will be your leader. Blake Giglio out there in second, so now he's going to try and get around. Andrew Rattel will be in third, Stringfellow fourth, Goodell in fifth. The Stringfellow, who's been fast, he's got a new set of tires and a full tank of fuel. We'll see if he's able to move around. The leader will get lane choice, Tyler Humphrey. We've got a few guys taking the wave around. Osmer now back on the lead lap to the rear end of the field, as he was the free pass car that time. So Ronnie Osmer, a big move here. To get double file. It'll be interesting to see, as Ronnie has been fighting back this whole race to get back. Into contention, and he will be right there. But he'll have to line up behind some of these lap cars. And a great restart for Tyler Humphrey as he pulls out to a lead. 15 laps to go. Stringfellow to high side. Blake Giglio down low. The battle for second. And Giglio with a great run through the corner. He's going to get around Tyler Humphrey. Can't clear him. And Giglio now out front. The battle's for second. Tyler Humphrey trying to hold on. Stringfellow down to the inside. Bill gets loose. He's going to fade. All the way back to 9th position. And he lost a lot of momentum. They're 3 wide there. Osmer making his way forward up to 9th now. We know he is very fast on the short run. We've seen it throughout the season. How he is a man on a mission up to 8th spot. Trying to figure out which lane to go with, as they are 3 wide for a whole lap now. Giglio still the leader. Tyler Humphrey second. Rattel third. Osmer making his own lane in the middle. 3 wide as they go into turn 1. Osmer backs out. Now Prentice into the wall. And he'll drop back. They're still 3 wide. They continue to race. Now the 4 gets loose on corner entry. He and the 13 make some contact. The 4 sideways into the outside wall. A hard wreck. Lumpkin, big damage. We saw Lumpkin trying to save it for the whole corner, as there was a lot of aggressive driving through the field. The 4 up into the 13, sideways again. Does his best to hold it, but that time just gets too loose to save it. When he makes contact with a 19, it sends him straight into the outside wall. So Casey Herring, he'll come in and take tires. Mark True, he'll probably take his faster pair and a set of tires. There's the faster pair for the 73. Lumpkin takes his as well. So all these guys on new tires going to be driving aggressively through the field as the top 10 stay out and keep the tires they've got. Blake Giglio is your leader. So we'll see if anybody's got anything for Blake Giglio. He'll be the control car on the restart. Humphrey chose the outside line last time. We'll have to see what Giglio chooses now. Stringfellow, who slipped back, has moved up to 6th. Ronnie Osmer's moved his way up to 5th position. Eight laps to go. Eight laps to go. Overcast skies here at Kansas. Giglio chooses the inside line, choosing different from what Humphrey did last time. Green flag. Giglio with a good run. Andrew Rattel gets around the 94. And here comes Ronnie Osmer by 2 of them on the inside. Osmer up to 3rd. Stringfellow follows him through. Osmer now working the inside of Andrew Rattel. As we are nearing the end of this race, Osmer looks to the high lane. Stringfellow moves down low. Oh, Rattel gets loose off the corner. There goes Goodell around. Big crash into the outside wall. And we'll have to take a look. And I'm not really sure where this one begins. Looks like the 38 just gets loose off the corner. I get a little closer look. The 94 and the 22 maintaining that gap. Yeah, and once the 38 come down right here, 38 comes down, just those two come together. At that point, they're locked together. Then when the 38 tries, then several cars pile in. The 9 with a lot of damage right there. And that's where the 38 gets most of his damage, the 75 and the 9. The Tyler. Matt Goodell comes out 13th. Tyler Humphrey had already used his fast repair, so a lot of damage to a fast race car. And that's a shame because Tyler Humphrey had one heck of a run today. Not going to get the finish that he deserves. A top 2 or 3 car all day long for Tyler Humphrey. We'll see if he's still got engine power, but you never know. These late race cautions, he may be able to get around a few more, but coming back in to repair some damage. It looks like a lot of damage, probably some engine damage for Tyler Humphrey. A sour note to a great day otherwise for Tyler Humphrey. So Blake Giglio will be Giglio will have lane choice again. Looks like he's going to choose the bottom lane. Rattel up on the high side. Stringfellow probably in the catbird seat right here. He's going to try and get around the 5. And everybody up front pitted about the same lap. Herring 6th on back, pitted on the last caution, so they've got slightly newer tires. This is going to be one wild finish. So different tire strategies for a lot of these guys up in the top 5 or 6. Herring and True with the newest tires of the top 7 in 6th and 7th. Blake Giglio, your leader. He does choose that inside line once again. So this is a overtime attempt, green-white checker. It's going to be a wild restart. Who's going to get the advantage? Green flag. There goes Giglio. Oh, a little contact from second and third. Is Rattel trying to pin down the 83? Osmer to the inside, gets loose. Osmer driving it to the bottom. Can he get around the 5? White flag on the speedway. The battle for the lead is on. No, Giglio out by 2/10. Stringfellow second, Ronnie Osmer third. Doucette gets spun to the inside, able to save it, but contact as he comes back up the speedway. And Blake Giglio is going to be your winner. And several cars stuck down in turn 3. Matt Goodell and Jamie Dunning. Both heavy contact. But your winner is Blake Giglio. Burn it down, Blake. Let's see if we can get a word with our top 3 finishers. Ronnie Osmer in the 55. He comes home 3rd spot. Hey, Ronnie, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, you know, it wasn't a win, but I tell you what, it was still probably the recovery of the year. Not sure what happened to you there at the beginning, but, you know, 2 laps down at one point in this race and you come back to get 3rd. What happened to you there on the start?
Pretty much, I had some company over at my place, and I was pretty much contemplating I'm probably going to miss this race. There goes my championship, but it's okay. But then my company decided to leave pretty much at the exact time, like the closest time possible, to where pretty much if they would have left probably about 2 minutes later, I wouldn't have made the race. So fortunate that they chose a time to leave that was very convenient without them even knowing about it. But yeah, that was a very tough race. Thankfully, Kansas is a mile and a half I love because it's always loose setup, so no matter what car you drive here, which always makes it fun, makes it drivable. And I'm happy I was able to come out top 3 and do all that comeback stuff with zero practice and anything. Like I hadn't touched this track all week and just was completely green and did that.
Well, how were you able to get back onto the lead lap? I know at one point you were 2 laps down. Was it just wave rounds? Were you a lucky dog at all in this one?
I got the wave around when I got 2 laps down after one of the pits during one of the pit cycles, and then I think it was the not second to last, third to last caution. I got the lucky dog, thankfully, right before, like when the leader was on Jamie's bumper and about to lap him. So I was very thankful to get the lucky dog there at the very last second. And I was very lucky tonight.
What were your thoughts when you got that lucky dog and you come around a new set of tires on the rear of the field, about 10 laps to go? Did you think you were going to be able to drive all the way up to third?
I felt very confident I could drive through the field, and if I were won this race, I'd probably be sending money to whoever spun out for that caution, and be thankful for them. But that looked very bad. But yeah, I had all the confidence knowing how loose the setup was, so I knew I could just keep the foot to the floor and let it show.
Well, a great race, Ronnie, and man, like I said, probably the comeback of the year. You got anybody you'd like to thank after this one?
Thank you guys for running this lead, you for broadcasting. Thank out the PH Aware, and shout out to breast cancer awareness.
Absolutely. Well, great job, Ronnie, and we'll be talking to you. Got 2 more races, and maybe you can get 2 more wins.
Hopefully.
And that was Ronnie Osmer, our 3rd place finisher. Now to Bill Stringfellow, who finished 2nd. Hey, Bill, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
Going good, man. You got out there, qualified on the pole, led a lot of this race, had some adversity in the middle, but able to fight your way back up for a top 2 finishing spot. What did your race look like out there today?
It was a bit hectic. It played out pretty much how I said it would, though. You know, take care of your tires, run the high line after about 10 laps. And it really went pretty much how I expected it to. Wish that we hadn't had that incident with McMillan there on lap 56. And then we had another issue later in the race, but I still stand by. I held my line. He came down. We can watch the replay, whatever. It is what it is. You know, it's racing hard. There's no excuse for, or I'm not apologizing for what happened later in the race because I did nothing wrong. And I had to work my way back up after that. That one, both those issues cost me a lot of time, but I'll take a second. Unfortunately missed out on some stage points, but
there in the middle of the race, there was sounded like maybe a fuel mileage. It's going to come down to fuel mileage. Were you wanting a caution there at the end, and were you happy to get it?
Yeah, I had to have the caution at the end. I was 2 laps short on fuel. My teammate Blake, who ended up winning, he had pitted on lap 90. I pitted on lap 84. So he had a couple extra laps of fuel. He could have made it to the end. So the only way I could have been able to compete with him there was with that caution coming out.
Yeah, helped you and Ronnie Osmer both as you both come home with the top 3. Great race. Bill, you got anybody you'd like to thank?
Thanks for the broadcast and all the SERL sponsors. It's been a fun season. I look forward to next year. And all the drivers. I know I had issues with one of them tonight, but it's racing. We're going for a championship. I mean, you know, it is what it is. So we'll go on to the next one and hopefully win Martinsville.
Yeah, a lot of tempers flaring. You don't expect that at Kansas, but you do expect it at Martinsville. You think you're going to get out of there in one piece?
Probably not, but we're going to see what we can do.
Sounds like a lot of fun, Bill.
Yeah, it will be. I enjoy Martinsville.
All right, well, have a good one. Hopefully you can get a couple more wins before the season's over.
Hope so.
And now to our winner, Blake Giglio. Still parked out on the front stretch. Hey, Blake, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
How's it going?
Man, this race was really not the typical win that we see from you, Blake. Normally you're out front, you lead a lot of laps and kind of dominant. But this one, man, just a lot of chaos all around you, in front of you, behind you. And somehow you keep it clean enough and make it through and come home the winner today. How did it look from your perspective?
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy race. Not really our race to win, but we'll take them how you get them.
Sounded like there towards the middle there was some fuel mileage. Were you upset to see that caution, knowing that a couple of guys in front of you were going to run out, or did you think you were going to be able to still win it even with caution?
You know, I don't like fuel races, but I don't think we would have won without that yellow. So definitely grateful we got that yellow, because the 5 car was definitely good on fuel, but luckily luck went our way.
Well, we've got 2 more races. A lot of tempers flaring here at Kansas. Do you think we're going to get through Martinsville without losing any friendships?
Man, I don't know. Martinsville can be hit or miss. It's just going to depend. We're going to try to keep our car out front like we normally do, and we'll try to come home a winner there too.
2 races to go. You got quite the point lead. Are you going ahead and inscribing your name on that trophy, or are you still going to wait 2 more races to see if you got the win?
You definitely got to wait 2 more. You just never know with these races. You could get taken out. You could have a network error. You just never know.
Well, are you going to be like Larson and still go out there and race for these last 2 wins, or are you just going to try and hold on to the point lead and try and get the championship?
We're definitely going to race. I thought about riding around in the back if we had it locked down, but it's not worth it. It's a lot more fun to go out there and try to compete for wins.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything different from you, Blake. You're back in victory lane again. You got anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, for our first time, we had our Let's Go Brandon car out there. Got a win with that. We had Rock Racing Setups, Security Pro, JC. Jay Lump painted my paint. Shout out to him, Xerox Designs. They do a great job with that. SERL as a whole, you broadcasting.
Yeah, definitely love the Let's Go Brandon paint scheme. So 2 more races. Hopefully we can get a couple more wins. It's going to be an exciting finish to this season.
Yeah, man, definitely. Thank you.
And there's Blake Giglio, our winner. We'll be back with you Thursday night for the SERL Super Speedway Series. And back again next Sunday for the Cup Series. Final 2 races in the season. And then we'll be heading to the next gen cars. So I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Until next time, we'll catch you then.